So, USA Today ranked the top 10 greatest point guards, which will be an interesting one to see. Let's take a react to the top 10. And we start off at number 10, Dawn Staley. Okay. Okay. I don't know. Top 10 all time. Top 10 all time. Like, I don't know. I don't think so. I think she's gotten drastically overrated by the fact that, like, her great coaching career, but not egregiously bad. Not an egregiously bad player to have a top 10. Number 9, Skylar Diggins. Yeah, I'll give you Skylar Diggins. I think that's a completely reasonable player to have there. One of the greatest players ever did not win a ring, especially in an era where there was at times 10 teams in the league. So, like, it kind of means a lot more in those eras to not win a ring than it does now when there's going to be 20 teams very soon. Winning a ring is a lot harder now. Like, but the 2020s is going to start off with 12 teams and basically no fans. And it's going to end with 20. So, like, it's been a crazy decade, and kind of everything is going to change in this decade. But Skylar Diggins, peak for peak, yeah, like, as here she's averaged 16 points and 5.3 assists in her career. She's currently on sabbatical from the Chicago Sky. She's on paid leave right now, because she's just flat out just refused to play by the looks of things. Yeah, it is. I think, yeah, Diggins stats wise, you gotta put her, and her longevity, you gotta put her there. Becky Hammon at 8. Okay. Like, she's somebody who, again, never played for USA, played for Russia. Like, I don't know. 8, yeah, I'll give you that. It's a weak position in general for the WNBA, so 8, I'm fine with that. Oh, I'm okay. I'm actually okay with Caitlin Clark at 7. Like, this is one of those things where Caitlin obviously hasn't been in the league for more than, she's played 2.5 seasons. She's played 70 games. So, yeah, I think in general, Caitlin at 7 is completely justified. I think peak for peak, if we're talking regular season peak for peak, I think peak Caitlin Clark's number 1. If we're talking overall, like, we can't forget that, like, Chelsea Gray did basically not miss for an entire playoff run and they won a title. So, that matters. But I'm okay with Caitlin Clark 7. I really am. She's going to break every single record, and she's probably going to end her career at, like there's more talent in the W. She's not going to spawn in Lauren Jackson. No offense, Aaliyah. But she's not spawning in Lauren Jackson. And she's in an era with Asia. She's not going to go in Stewards rings or Chelsea's. I think she's going to be one of those ones where it's like peak for peak number 1, no question about it, when her career is done. I think she already might be peak for peak. Teresa Weatherspoon at 6. Really? Like, really? I don't know. Teresa Weatherspoon ahead of Caitlin Clark. I really don't know. I obviously didn't play that long. Was very good at her peak. Oh, I don't know. Like, she didn't win a title. And I think stats wise and impact, even in however many games, even in 70 games, I'd still put Caitlin Clark ahead of Teresa Weatherspoon. But I think you can make the argument Diggins above both. I don't know. I'm okay with that. I'm genuinely okay with that. So, yeah, number 5, Ticha Penicheiro. Ticha Penicheiro was good. Like, she was one of the best passers ever. And she was one of those, like, flaw passers. She was somebody that was, like, her flair was just kind of unbelievable. Like, if you look at her highlight tapes, they're crazy. But, like, she averaged 6.1 points per game for her career. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I think I find it very difficult. I find it very difficult to put her ahead of Skylar Diggins. Am I wrong in saying that? That I find it difficult to put her ahead of Skylar Diggins. And I get it. Like someone who averages 5 or 6 and 5 for their career. It's not. Let's just say there's a massive gap between her and Lindsay Whalen. My guess is that it's Sloot, Lindsay Whalen, Chelsea Gray, Super is top 4. That would be my prediction. And for me, there's a massive gap. I think outside of that 4, I think Clark at 5. You probably put Clark at 5. Or even Diggins at 5. I think it's really hard. Really, really hard to argue. Someone who averaged 6 points per game being 5th grade is all time in their position. No matter what position that is. Lindsay Whalen, yeah, I agree. She was the floor general of those Lynx teams. She won 4 titles. And like the fact is they could have won more. They genuinely could have won more. They won was it 4 in 7 years, 6 finals appearances. And obviously I think she's a coach now for them. I'm surprised no team has hired her because there is a point guard bias with hiring former players. There's a big gap here. There is a big, big, big gap here between top 4 and the rest. I think Lindsay Whalen at 4 is fine. She's like our quarterback. Sylvia Fowles said in 2018 when Whalen retired from the league. She earned 5 All-Star selections, 5 All-W honors, 8 finals appearances, ties record bronze for most in league history. Yeah. I think her at 4 is fine. Sloot at 3, yeah, didn't win enough rings to get top 2. Did not win enough rings. That being said, Courtney Vandersloot, 12.5 assists per game in the playoff run, or say in the WNBA finals when they won in 2021. Was a backup point guard when they won in 2024, but was still a pretty good backup point guard. She was starting until in game 2 of the finals when Febrish came in for her. Yeah, she didn't. Why are they rounding it up? She's the only person to average double-digit assists for a season. Like, it was 9.9 something. It was 9.94, and it's just rounded up to 10, I guess. I guess they want to round it up. And also, there were 12 games last season. I don't think it counts. Caitlin Clark averaged 12 assists a game over a 12-game sample size. But she did have a season averaging 9.2. Which for me is the real most assists ever, most assists per game ever, in a real season, not a 12-game bubble. But yes, in a real season, Sloot has averaged the most ever. But you're even seeing it now. Like, the Sky are significantly better when Courtney Vandersloot plays, even off an ACL. She's still pretty good. So 3. Fine. Chelsea Gray 2. Yeah, she's 4 titles. Like, she doesn't play point guard. She doesn't really play point guard anymore. She can't really move anymore. That being said, like, I don't mind the nickname. I don't mind a lot of the stuff. I don't mind people celebrating how great Chelsea Gray was as a player, because that's all factually correct. When you start to say she's the best point guard in the world right now, when she doesn't play that much point guard, then that's where you got a bit of a problem. But She was drafted by the Sun 2014, spent 2 years, 5 years in LA. And like one of her rings in LA, she was like backup, but still. She is legitimately one of the best shot makers there's ever been. She is. Hilariously enough, she's averaging career high assists this year. But it's one of those things now with Chelsea Gray where it's like, you can see, if you look back at her old highlights when she was never fast, but she could run. She can't run anymore. But yeah, 2 I think is fine. 2 is fine because my guess is that numero uno is, it's Steward. Steward, cool. All-time assist lead, averaging 5.6 assists and 2.4 turnovers per game. Led the league in assists 3 times, 13 All-Star selections, 9 All-Star starts. My guess is that when it's all said and done, though, I wonder where Paige Bueckers ends up playing the majority of her career and what she'll be seen as. Because she's able to play point guard now because Jess Shepherd is their point guard. She's not a facilitator. Like, she's not someone, she is a damn good 2 guard. But like, if she ever ends up getting in that point guard category, my guess is that Miles and Caitlin within 5 years are going to be, worst case scenario, top 4 is set and Miles and Caitlin are 5 and 6 very quickly. But yeah, that is pretty much it. That's the video. See you guys.